What's going on, everybody? I'm Tank, and this is another episode of Roadie Reactions. In today's reaction, we're going to be checking out the latest music video release from Swedish melodeath supergroup, The Halo Effect. And I haven't been this excited about a new band in I don't know how long, man. And for those of you that follow along with my channel, you know how much I love melodeath and how much it had an influence on my teenage years and kind of formed my taste in music when I was younger. I've talked about it a ton. So when I first checked out the first two music videos from this band, it was almost like rediscovering the genre for me. I was super excited about this. And the single that we're checking out today is the third single music video from what we were expecting was going to be their debut album. And with the announcement of this music video, they finally announced a release date, an album title, all of that stuff. The Halo Effect is going to be releasing their debut album called Days of the Lost on August 12th, 2022 from Nuclear Blast Records. I've already pre-ordered mine before I even sat down to film this video. So if there's anybody else out there that wants to support the band as well, I'll throw links below in the description of this video where you can go check out all the pre-orders that they do have available. Now, I have a feeling if this is another performance video, which I think it's going to be based on the thumbnail, a lot of the gear we're going to see is probably stuff I've already spent a lot of time talking about. So just so these videos don't get monotonous, I'm really not going to do huge breakdowns on stuff I've already done, but if there's new stuff to talk about, as always, we're gonna talk about it. But I will link this original video in the description below, and today I'm once again listening to The Halo Effect, and for the very first time, hearing their brand new song and watching their brand new music video, Days of the Lost. Let's go. Dude, this, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but every music video we've watched so far, I've joked that this sounds more like In Flames than In Flames sounds like In Flames right now. And it makes sense because everybody in this band at some point in time was in Flames or recorded with In Flames. I mean, In Flames is Jesper, this band's guitarist. It's his band that he started originally. That first 10 seconds of that song sounded straight off like Horacle or Colony era In Flames. Like, I would have guessed that's what it was if I had never heard this before. It's wild, man. Anyways, whatever. That's just me talking. Let's just start over. And turn up. Oh, I like this. go back into this part. We're obviously in Gothenburg again. It actually looks like it might be kind of cold when they're filming. And it's, what, April right now? Considering how much time it takes to put these videos together, I wouldn't be surprised if this was in February or maybe January. So yeah, I got to assume it's probably cold in Gothenburg around that time. And they're on the top of a building, so... the first part of that, I was kind of just absorbing the music in and kind of focusing on all the gear. And as I expected, most everything we've seen most everything we're seeing in this video is gear we've already seen them use in other videos. But now we're getting a good look at amps, which we'll kind of talk about in a little bit. But this is, I don't know. I can't even find the words to describe just how this makes me feel, man. It's like discovering like In Flames, Dark Tranquillity, At the Gates, all those bands all over again when I was like 13. This is just so good.
These are the days. These are the hours. These are the days of the lost. When the end one stands to reason, like pillars to uphold, must be a universal, indivisible line. Thoughts of the forfeit to the north.
This part is so awesome.
Now I see you standing over yourself. There in the silence, I see you're wrong to yourself. These are the hours. These are the days. These are the hours. These are the days of the lost.
I like how Daniel's alternating between that crash and the ride. Really cool.
All right, so as I said a little while ago, we're seeing the same guitars that we've seen in the other videos. Jesper is playing the ESP Vulture, or LTD Vulture, which is the signature guitar of James Hetfield, who I'm pretty sure I don't need to tell you what band James Hetfield is in. And then Nicholas is playing the Super V from Sergeant Doom Guitars, which is a custom guitar company from near Stockholm. We've seen him use that guitar in a couple other videos, and he has some of their other stuff as well, I believe. And then Peter, as always, Ibanez SR. That one's a Prestige, which we've seen him use. I don't know if I've ever seen Peter ever use anything but an Ibanez SR in anything I've ever seen. Just very particular on that bass. And he's had a couple customs as well throughout his career when he was still in Flames. So amp-wise, we're seeing three majorly different things. Jesper is using an Engel stack. Engel is a German amplification and speaker cabinet company. I was dragging there. I didn't know if I was going to say amplification or just amp. So German amp company. And to me, it looks like that's one of the older, like original Engel Savage amps. I could be wrong. I'll try and get the correct information in the video. But Engel has some powerhouse amps, man. Some of their, like, their, what is it? I think Richie Blackmore has a signature with them that just sounds absolutely incredible. And some of their other stuff is just awesome, man. I'm surprised I don't see a lot more people using Engel, to be honest. Peter is using a rig from EBS. Now, I will fully admit, until I started my reaction channel, wasn't really familiar with EBS. I think the first time I saw Dirty Loops, another Swedish band, that was the first time I had really seen a lot of their gear and looked into it. So they're an amp company that's been around since the 80s. They make amps and speaker cabinets. But this might only be the second or third time I've seen people using their gear. So I'll have to look into a little more of the history of the company and find out more about it and try and put it in some pop-ups. And then Nicholas is using EVH, which is the company that was founded by Eddie Van Halen. That company originally started when Eddie Van Halen left Peavey, because the original Peavey 5150 head was the amp that was made for Eddie. When he left Peavey, he wanted to start his own company, and he partnered with Fender. And they do all the manufacturing and distribution for all the EVH models. And he brought the 5150 name over to that too. So I think since about 2007, Fender has been producing all of the EVH 5150 stuff. And I'm starting to see them more and more, but they're already super popular as it is, man. And that head that he's using is the 5153, if I got that right. But that's it for gear, man. Let's just enjoy the rest of this. Yes, man. Dude, I cannot fucking wait for this CD, man. 4 months. This is probably my most anticipated album of the year. Let's go talk more about it. I know it's impossible for everybody to like every single piece of music that they ever hear, but I'm having a really hard time believing that I'm going to dislike anything that these guys are going to put on a debut album, just compared to the 3 things that I've heard already, man. And while it does have the same overall sound, we've got different bits of style in each one. There was something about this one, like I said, that really gave me that, like, earlier In Flames vibe. I kind of was thinking maybe, like, I don't know what song was sticking in my head, but that riff sounds like the Horacle and Colony era of In Flames. And that's my favorite era of the band. I love it, man. I'm trying really hard not to make comparisons here, but it makes total sense because, you know, around that time, you had Jesper writing all of the riffs, and I don't know, man. This is special for me. This band is something really special, almost would use the word magical. It's a solid fucking lineup of musicians, man. All around, I loved this video in particular because we got a full performance video of the whole band. We saw everybody really well. We saw them playing a lot of their parts. Obviously, it's a music video, so they're basically just acting, but you're still going to act out what you actually play normally. The mix on this is awesome. And while it doesn't sound like too polished and overproduced, it still has that like almost rawness that those, you know, mellow death bands from Gothenburg are known for having. And I love Michael's voice on all this, man. This is just fucking awesome, dude. I'm so excited I don't know what to focus on and what to talk about. So I guess I'll just tell you guys again, I loved it. And I'll remind you that their debut album, Days of the Lost, does come out on August 12th. And once again, pre-order links will be in the description of the video. I absolutely loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If this is your first time here, feel free to click subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like it and share it. If you do all of those things, thank you. But most importantly, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I'm on a ton of different social media. I have a Discord server we hang on. I have a Twitch that I stream on. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff too, I'll throw links in the description below. My handle on everything social media is @TankTheTech. Thank you so very much for watching. I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.